I was thinking the other day how Jiffy Lube sounds like a sex shop.
Jiffy Lube? Sounds like a sex shop. I don't know.
That's all you got to say about it?
Yeah.
Didn't
I
you used
think
to work
of
at a Jiffy Lube?
I think of oil changes and minimum wage when I think of Jiffy Lube. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, it wasn't a Jiffy Lube. It was a Chevron station.
Close enough.
But yeah, I did my fair share of oil changes and battery replacements and, typical windshield wiper removal and replacement for minimum wage, just like any young kid back in the 80s probably starting out.
Yeah, you already sound like the old man who's just going to go off on stories.
Yeah, good.
Fucking
What do you want to know?
Shit.
You invited me here,
Welcome to episode 4 of the Mulberry podcast. If you're still here, that's great. Good for me, huh? I'm doing something right. I got a special guest with me. I don't even know. This is the original Pop Smoke. This is the OG. If you know him, then you know he's fucking psycho.
Yeah.
If you don't know him, you're going to find out.
Yeah. We'll see
this
how
is my
we'll see how
dad.
it goes. Hey, everybody.
How's it going?
It's going good. Just got back from trip, So, tired.
Where'd you guys go? Or who'd you go with?
Me and your mom. We went to Tennessee to see her mom and dad and her brother. And Trevor, a lot of you out there probably know Trevor Coleman.
He was telling me he was pretty sick.
He was sick. We thought he had the coronavirus or something. We were teasing him about it a little bit. And then we got a little worried when he drove himself to the hospital. You know, when you drive yourself to the doctor, something's up.
Right. Yeah.
But he was trying to get sympathy from his dad. And, your Uncle Stephen doesn't give out sympathy. So that was kind of funny to watch. But, I don't give a lot of it out either. So, it was kind of funny. But I think he's okay now. I need to text him and see how he's doing, actually. Now we're talking about it. But we didn't see him much. He stayed inside in his room. So.
Well, what'd you guys do? Anything special?
What'd we do? We did, Stephen drove us up to where Nikki works. One's called Pigeon Forge, and the other one, I forget, starts with a G. I should know that, because we just got, but anyway, she works for a wine place, and it's like you can go in there and wine taste pretty cool. Like, like 10 people around table, and they give you it in little shot cup glasses, and you try different flavors of the wine, and then they had the moonshine places too, which she started at a moonshine place, and then she wanted to go into the wine tasting one because, well, she worked at Gallo here, so she had that. She has the knowledge, a lot more knowledge of wine than moonshine. She has a lot of knowledge of moonshine because she had to learn,
So moonshine tasting is a pretty big thing out there? Or just more common?
Moonshine, period, is a big thing out there. Yeah, I mean, people just make it. Some of Stefan's friends make it that he knows, and anybody, guys, can make it. But anyways, yeah, they have a place called Old Smokies. It's at both places, Pigeon Forge, and then, God, I can't think of the other one name.
And this is in Knoxville?
No, it's actually in Pigeon Forge, but it's like a half hour from Knoxville, about a half hour, 45-minute drive. from Knoxville, and that's pretty cool. It's like they got rides, and it's kind of like a amusement park slash all kinds of shops and stuff. Like it'd be like Pier 39, but in Tennessee, you know, not on the ocean, kind of real cool stuff.
Right.
Like that. And then they have Old Smokies and probably a couple other places, but we went into that particular one that you could test out moonshine. You go in there, and man, there's moonshine, all different kind of flavors. Pretty cool. I brought some. It's called Dewdrop. It kind of tastes like Mountain Dew. You know, I love my Mountain Dew.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna take a drink of my Mountain Dew, but yeah, it kind of tastes like Mountain Dew with a kick. And then most of those flavored ones are 40% alcohol. And then they start you out with, forget the names of a lot of them, but one was just like a clear. It's called Kick Ass or Badass Clear or something, and it's like 120.
Oh,
proof.
wow.
So it just, you taste it, and it basically, you got no more sinuses, which is great on a foggy winter day around here or anywhere when it's cold. And that's what, go hunting.
How was the weather there when you guys went?
It was cold in the morning, so it's like, the low will drop down right now. When we were there 4 days, so the low got down to maybe 29, and the high got to 45.
Oh, okay.
So it was bearable, but
Right.
a little nippy. Long sleeving, kind of like we're dressed. So you'd go probably want, and then when you're out and about, you maybe a jacket or a hoodie. Yeah.
What's that? I saw that restaurant you guys went to. It's like Blake Shelton's restaurant.
Yeah, I call Old Red. Yeah, it's pretty cool. You go in there, and there's a few places around like it, but I mean, his is obviously country music.
Right.
And
Are you a Blake Shelton fan?
yeah, I like Blake. He's
Yeah?
funny. Yeah, he's a good singer. I like his music, but I like him on The Voice when he talks shit to Adam.
Oh yeah.
Before
yeah,
Adam
yeah.
got voted off. Now I think Blake runs that thing, and if he's ever gone,
He's not on there no more.
he is, but it's just got John Legend on there, which a great talent, but it's like, that Adam and Blake's interaction, they talk shit.
Right.
I don't think, even though they still joke around and stuff, but it's not the same,
Right.
as when Adam was there. So that's what I got. That's why I started watching, is those two talking shit to each other.
Yeah.
But John Legend, I mean, great singer.
Yeah. So, what kind of food did they have at Old Red or whatever it's called?
All kinds of food. I had meatloaf and mashed potatoes and gravy, and they had these big they're just tater tots, but I never had a tater tot like that. It's about that big around, and it tasted delicious. I mean, actually, I only had one bite of Stefan's. He goes, "Hey, you gotta try this shit," and I said, "Okay," and which was like that most of the weekend. He's like, "Try this flavor, try it." Stefan want a drink, which was fun.
You get drunk or what?
Oh, I'm sure I was there, but when we got done at Pigeon Forge and the other place where Nikki works, we came home, and I was, you lay down, you start seeing dots and stuff, but I didn't throw up, but I slept like a baby because, after the drink, and then I was fine. So I didn't get to the point where a lot of people probably do, but
Right. Well, shit, you usually only drink fucking one beer a month.
yeah.
Fucking one beer.
That's what
Rob over
Stefan
here.
was mad at me and your mom, because we couldn't keep up like his cousin Leslie went and was his drinking buddy when she came to visit.
Oh yeah.
No, we had a good time though. We didn't. But what's cool about when we went to see Nikki, like I said, she switched to the wine, so she would work as kind of a bartender or the setup person, for the drinks.
Right.
In the moonshine place. Then she got offered or pushed, but either way, got the job at the winery place that she wanted, because she knew she was definitely more knowledgeable about it. And then when she was our setup person just for us, maybe it's because we're the family, or she probably does it too when she's low on employees or stuff. That happens a lot, right? And, I got to do it because they're not here. But it was kind of cool to see her, knowing her, and then seeing her and do her thing. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Nikki's a born boss.
Yeah. You didn't need to go all the way there to figure that
Well,
out.
well, I mean, I seen it, but that's not a bad thing, I don't mean it a bad thing, I remember Tracer and Trevor being like, "Man, she's mean. No, she's organized and knows what she's talking about, and you need to listen to her." But when I seen her in action, it was pretty impressive, and then got to ask any question that you asked, it wasn't, at least in the wine part, it's not like she's going to tell you, oh, I don't know, let me check. She knows, pop, pop, pop. She knows the answer, and it's pretty cool. But I'm not going to, no offense to Nikki, I prefer the moonshine definitely over the wine, you know what I mean? But I'm just not a big wine drinker.
Me neither.
But it was cool to taste, taste different flavors and different types of wine and stuff.
So what about you? You'd consider yourself just a worker or what? I mean, shit, how long? Because you've been driving truck for, what, how long?
I don't know, 30-some years, 30-plus years driving. I drove for McLean for 25, drove for In-N-Out Burger for 2, and I've been with this company. It's kind of the same thing as MTC for 2.
Let me tell you something about this guy, okay? He has so much experience driving truck. When he stopped working at his original job and he was putting in resumes and applying to other, I swear to God, he'd get a phone call the same day. He's like a first-round draft pick truck driver. Like, even companies like Costco, which is super hard to get onto in any position. He applied in the morning. I helped him apply in the morning, and then he got a phone call the same day from Costco. And he even got a phone call a couple weeks. It took a couple weeks, but Walmart too, because that's a tough.
Yeah, that's very hard to get. You got to have at least 1 million miles driving to them to even consider you. I think I got close to 2 million now. But it's funny you said
big flexer, big trust.
That's cool and all those things you said. But there's 2 things there that one was you had to help me do my resume. See, that shows my age and my education, right?
Well, fuck.
High school education.
It used to just piss me off watching you type.
Yeah, my one finger typing that probably a lot of us from the 80s do. But the other thing was, they want you, someone like me right away. But it's funny. The first thing they'll be like, we're going to send you in and let the doctors check you out. Okay, because you're so old. What's wrong with this guy?
Right.
But if you come out clean on that, then the rest is money. Yeah, your mom was looking for a job and obviously has one now, and she's way more qualified than anything I ever do. Of course, she knows 2 different things we do. But she was, in this area in Merced County, she was having a really hard time getting a job, a good job.
Right.
And so, trying for a year's time, she was frustrated. She come back and forth. I'd be like, keep trying. And she, kept.
Yeah, and she was getting pissed because you'd apply the same day, get a job. That
particular day when Costco called, she was like, you got to be fucking kidding me. And I'm like, well, I don't. So, I mean, truck driving has been good to me.
Well, speaking of, you're 50, 51 now?
51. Mm-hmm.
So, do you recommend? I got actually a buddy who applied to McLean.
Right.
And I told him, I was like, you're gonna, you make good money, but that's hard fucking work. That's hard work.
Right. It is hard work.
So what do you think about, a younger kid who maybe doesn't want to go to school and wants to get into driving truck?
Oh, man, I just got in a conversation with somebody. I don't want to say his name because he'll get more mad about it, but he knows who he is. Well, not just him. There's a lot of people that talk about the trucking industry, and, we want to talk all day long on your podcast about it, but when people ask me...
Let's hear it.
Well, no, when people ask me that question... it's hard because, as everybody knows, anybody that has a phone will, can Google anything even close to that, or sometimes they'll pop up on your phone. Like truckers are going to be replaced by, I forget what it's called, but the technology they have, like Elon Musk and Tesla and stuff like that.
So kind of like self-driving.
Yeah, self-driving.
Almost have
cars.
Self-driving vehicles.
Right.
Now they're looking at replacing the truck drivers with self-driving.
Yeah, just like Uber or anything. They're trying to get Uber. Actually, Uber, I don't know if a lot of people know that, but Uber was the first one to come out with wanting to replace truck drivers. And then they actually had well, they had technology for a while now. It's just they were trying to, there's always tweaks and something, and
So then they
trying
ended
to
up
tweak it
being
out.
like a
Then
almost
they
like
went
a
to
taxi service.
yeah. Then
type?
they went to cars because it was a car. So it's easier for a car to maneuver around a city or whatever than a big truck.
So
So
how?
they kind of jumped out of it, and then a lot of other companies jumped back on the truck thing because trucks. It's easier for trucks just to go down the highway because of the highway traffic. And it's a lot harder for cars or trucks to maneuver. So, you can program something to say, go down 99 to 120 to 580, and then you're going to the Oakland port.
Right.
Easy peasy, man. That's not hard, right? But it's a little harder, for instance, in what I do, for you to have a
Well, because you don't just drive.
right. That's the easy part. The
Like
hard
a
part
guy
is
at Walmart. They just drive.
right, and that's technology that everybody's talking about, and believe me, that it would take Walmart jobs. It would take some UPS jobs.
Like those 2 week.
So the
long
UPS
hauls?
jobs that do the long hauls on the highways, yeah, and all these long haul across, because it's going to go to what they call ATP ports, and so kind of like a train going to a port across country,
Right.
and it's a really good thing because it's a lot for a lot of different reasons. For the environment, it's going to be better for the environment. It's going to be cheaper for the company because you don't have the human aspect of it, meaning humans cause accidents. Technology may cause a couple, but not even close to what a human will cause. So therefore,
Because you got the human error, the human fatigue.
right?
You know,
Yeah, right. And they can go 24/7 where humans can't.
Right.
You got to have
And
that
you don't
rest
have to pay
period.
it. Pay them.
You don't have to pay. You don't have to pay them, and you don't have to pay their medical. Medical is a big thing where people don't realize you pay our medical. Big companies don't have to pay for that medical, and pay for the unemployment or the workers' comp. And I mean, you cut all that out, man. It's a lot of money,
Right.
So no, there's a lot of really good things about it, So I've already talked way more about it than most people allow you to, because people really get upset. Because if you disagree with them, and I do too. Me and you argue
Yeah.
a lot, right? We live together. So it's my house or my way or the highway. When you get your house, you can say all those things. But when you're having a conversation with somebody outside and you're trying to be logical or trying to think, like, hey, well, I don't think so. And then someone says, well, I'm done with this conversation. I don't want to talk to you anymore. And it happens all the time.
Right.
At work, with your friends, with family. And then what you do is, that's why there's that old saying, you don't talk about what you make, you don't talk about politics, and you don't talk about religion. Those three big ones, right? Because everybody has their own opinion. Well, it's the same thing here. And when people talk to me, they think, well, because I'm a truck driver, that's why I don't think this is ever going to happen. No, I never said that. I just said, and what I tell people, getting back to what you said, I would say that, you're going to start seeing these automated trucks come up down the highway soon. I think within a couple of years, you're going to see your first one.
Who's going to unload it?
That's what I get. That's where I can never get to with people. Okay. So that's what I do. I'm not a Walmart driver or a Costco driver or, there's another one, Costco. They bump docks. Anybody that can bump dock goes from, I say, port to port, building to building, where you can actually back up, and then you have whatever or whoever. And that's another thing. If you have the technology to get it there, they're eventually going to have the technology to also unload it, at least at that type of an unload place, because it's all flat in this dock type environment.
Right.
Where what I do is so I deliver to convenience stores, or
Like
or what
AMPMs.
about if you deliver to homes? Are these automated trucks going to be able to go around and be able to stop in these tiny little areas and be able to unload it? Also, who's going to unload it? Who's going to bring your package up to the porch?
Right.
And someday, maybe, yeah. But we're talking about a long ways away for something like that.
Right.
Now, so when you start saying, oh, I don't want to be a truck driver because of those reasons, And they even said in a lot of articles I read where they go the ATP ports, they said that it's actually going to create more truck driving jobs because you're going to have that, and you're going to have like more. There's going to have to be more truckers come in and like take it from there to wherever, you
Right.
know, and that's a lot. I think that people that don't know what they're talking about don't realize that.
Right.
And not only truck driving jobs, going to create a lot more other jobs because of the technology. So then you go back to, should I be a trucker? Well, I mean, it's definitely up to you what you want to do. But
you think it's a good trade?
I think it's a real good trade. It's a very good trade. It's very on. I mean, we're so disrespected in
Yeah, you guys are always on the turning the fucking fast lane
well,
because
but
you want to go 2 miles an hour faster than the
And that-
trucker in front of you.
well, that's what everybody thinks. And believe me, I'm not going to stick up for every trucker out there.
And they don't honk their shit no more.
Well, I do, but I'm an older guy. The young guys don't care. You
I
want
still
to
do
start
that.
talking about younger generation, or there's a lot of things that we can talk about. But getting back to your buddy and McLean, do I think that McLean's a good company? Yeah. Do I think that it's a good profession? Yes. Anybody there, Donnie or any of my buddies there, if you or any kid your age came up to us, and just like the guys that told me, I mean, there's a guy that passed away just recently that taught me a lot that I know, rest in peace, Ron Wood. He's one of my, it's like a father figure at work, basically.
Right.
And the first thing he told me, I was working in a warehouse, and the first thing he told me was, I said, hey, I'm thinking about signing that driver bid. Stay in school.
Yeah.
And he walked away. And about a week later, he came back up to me and said, hey, you still thinking about signing that thing? I said, yeah. He goes, all right, then we can talk now. But he wanted to make sure that I wasn't, and then we had another talk. And you're not going to half-ass this. You're going, this is what you want to do, or at least try to do.
Right.
And I said, yeah. I mean, I'm making no money in the warehouse. I don't know what I want to do. You're in that mode, and shit, I didn't know. So he took me under his wing, a guy named Jimmy Caton, and I don't know if you were little when you met him, but a friend of Grandpa Gene's, Jimmy Caton. He took me under his wing and basically just taught me whatever I could ever know, and I'm a product of, and this is what I tell people, I'm a product of a lot of different guys that worked at McLean. It's not just those are my two favorites. We can talk about, and there's been a few other ones. But even if you don't like somebody, and that's what Ron taught me, he goes, man, I'm not going to teach you anything if you aren't going to pass it along and share it. Because a person that just takes in knowledge and keeps it to himself, that's the most ignorant person that you could ever know.
Right.
Because then they're just trying to be a dick at work, and I know this, but you don't. Get out of my way. We don't need people like that around here. So as long as you promise me everything I teach you, that when this young kid comes around, he's going to be just like you, the young punk that thinks he knows everything.
Right.
And I was. But one thing I was taught was that you show respect when you're being talked to like that. But where they groomed me and helped me along past that was where they were like, hey, look, we all help each other around here, and we're a team player. But I would recommend McLean to anybody. But I would have those conversations that they had with me about that. Like, school's out of the question. You just don't want to go. Okay, that's exhausted. All right. Well, why would you want to be there? I mean, a lot of people ask about McLean because everybody knows that McLean makes a lot of money. Drivers, anyways.
Well, especially in this area.
But then I immediately get off that subject because I'm like, I say, yeah, you can. Okay. But I don't really go into that. What I go into is, okay.
I would never work there, by the way.
Well,
because I see you come home. I used to see you. You're supposed to be like watching me when I was little, and you would literally like lay down and kind of hold me just so you could nap.
Right. You're very, it's
You're always tired. And you were like gone a lot.
And yeah,
You made good money, but
but when I was there, like when you boys were able to play sports or do whatever, I would help coach, and they always wanted me to head coach, and I would tell them I won't do that, because to be a head coach of any sport, you have to be there constantly for every practice, every time. You got to, manage every little thing about it, be able to talk to the parents, be able to help kids, and which I did, but I didn't have to answer for every little thing that happened, because I'd be like, well, I'm not the head coach, I can only do what I can do. I'm just here to help out. But anyways, go back to that. What they don't know is, back to McLean, is that they don't know that it's not just a driving job. Everybody thinks that I just drive truck.
you deal with customers.
Right, and back to what the bigger aspect I was talking about.
Unloading the shit.
Right, you have to physically move the stuff, and that's the hard part. The easy part's driving. The hard part is staying awake for long periods of time and being away for longer periods of time than a normal job would require.
Right.
And then being able to deal with customers when you already have fatigue. And if you're not a people person, it's probably not a good gig for you, because, people are going to kick you out of their store or not want to talk to you. Hard not to stink when you're out there for 20 hours and everything. You got to make sure you're able to have a certain type of hygiene, where you might want to brush your teeth in between stops or put a little deodorant on, right, or something, where, you don't think that's probably a big problem. Right. A lot of guys stink, and then you go into try to talk to a customer, and they're like, get out of my store, man. You're disgusting,
A lot of late night deliveries.
But McLean is different than what I do now. It's the same but different. What I did at McLean was, there's two guys that we went out with, and you made deliveries all night, so it could start now and end tomorrow now, so right. 24 solid. So yeah, some deliveries are at night, but some deliveries are day. For instance, 7-Eleven, you deliver most of your 7-Elevens and Chevrons and Shells, you deliver at night.
See a lot of interesting characters there.
Yeah, about everything that you can think of. Yeah.
Anyone in particular at the top of your head?
There's a lot of different stories, but yeah, we can talk all day long about that. We won't, but a lot of homeless out there, and there's a lot of people that want, well, how do you say it? Hey, can I get a scholarship? That's how you ask me for money.
Oh, yeah.
Or they always have some saying like that, like, hey, man. I had one guy come up and say, hey, can I have $1 or $100? I go, wait a minute. $1 or $100? And he goes, yeah, whichever in between there. I'm like, he's trying to cover all his bases right off the bat. But I did have one guy come up. He goes, $1 or $100? And I go, what'd you say? $1 or $100? And I go, anybody ever asked me that one?
Didn't you see some dude who thought he was Kobe Bryant one time?
Yeah. Some dude thought he was Kobe Bryant, walking down the middle of the street yelling out, I'm Kobe Bryant, motherfucker. And he came up. This is a good one. I'll just tell you this whole one. So he came up, and I was running with my buddy Mike Higa. And Mike. So he came up, and he was in front of the door. So we put our ramp in front of the door. We try to get as close to the door as you can, right? Make it easier on you. And this guy stood in the middle of the door. And when Mike came down with his hand truck, he had said, show me your social security card. Mike's like, what the fuck?
So the homeless guy or whoever it is?
Yeah, Kobe Bryant. Yeah, the guy that said he was Kobe Bryant. And Mike goes, get the fuck out of my way, and kind of pushed him away and walked in. And then I came down. I was laughing inside the truck, so I heard it, but I was like, oh, geez, Mike's going to knock this guy out. And so when I came down, Mike, he was coming out and I was coming in. And this guy was still in the way. And I was like, hey, excuse me, man. He goes, I need to see your social security card. To me. And Mike goes, pushed him out of the way and said, get the fuck out of the way. So when he did that, the guy, so I was, Mike was behind me, I was in front, and then the guy was talking to me, and he looked like he was going to reach in his back, like he was going to grab something. We didn't know what it was. And I go, hey, man, and I was ready to hit him, and all of a sudden this fist came by my face and punched him, and knocked him down. And I was like, what the? So then he's on the ground. And then at that same very time, a cop rolls up and goes, hey, did either one of you guys hit this guy? And we just go, no. He goes, all right, you guys take off. And we left. Went to the next stop.
You dealt with shit like that all the time.
That's what happened. That's more of a crazy story. But there's a lot of those where, it's funny. A lot of them are real nice. They'll come up, hey brother, I'm from Merced, man. I hold the state record for 100-yard dash at Merced High School. Oh, all right, man. Right on, Bears. So then next time I see him, I go, what's up, Bears? He goes, fuck yeah, go Bears. I don't know, man. Stuff like that, I don't know who he is, but so funny stuff like that. It could be true too, but you don't believe anybody out in the middle of 2-3 o'clock in the morning over in the Bay Area. You're a 100-yard dash state holder from Merced, huh? Okay, how? I don't know. But, that's how you communicate. And then next time I see him, what's up? And I'll see him, what's up, Bears? And, fuck yeah, Bears. I'm like, yeah, Bears. And that's our conversation, basically.
That's funny. You have, like, all these small relationships with these guys who just hang out in the same area.
Yeah. Actually, I miss them if they're like that, because then, my partner will have one with somebody maybe to talk to him, or I'll have one. Yeah, things like that. It's kind of funny. Yeah, because they're a staple of or they'll helping you back up. Come on. And like, I'm going to believe this guy, But when you're done, you go, no, I go out there and I go, man, that was fantastic. Thanks for your help. So every time you come.
So there's a homeless dude and he's thinking he's helping you out. You're just like, this dude's
all the time.
Fucking wave.
They think that they're the reason that you didn't hit something, or yeah.
Maybe that's why he wanted a 1 or 100.
I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that you got to deal with. It's funny but scary sometimes, because now I'm by myself. When you're with somebody, I never really worried, and I had guys like Donnie. Yeah. And Mike's just crazy. So it's like, yeah, they're gonna do something before I ever have to, probably. Right. But now by myself, so. You got to be a little more assertive. You got to pay more attention. You got to look around you and know who I can trust him because he's always here. Or this guy's new.
Right.
I'm gonna keep my eye on him. But stuff like that. But anyways, it's a good occupation. Is a reason for not being a trucker. Automated trucks. Could be. I don't really know. I don't think anyone knows. Is it coming? Yes. Is technology there? Yes. Do I like the technology? Yes. I mean, I'm talking to your mom about buying my next car be a Tesla, So
all the damn loves are going to close down.
No. That's we don't want to be on this subject your whole podcast. But anybody that's interested in that, what I would say to that statement is every reaction has another reaction. So, yeah, if you take half of the truck drivers' jobs away due to the long haul, because that is possible, then you're going to have a lot of, okay, so the truck stops, for instance. Okay, a lot of people work at those truck stops. So not only truckers are, so they say, oh, well, it's just going to be the truckers that are unemployed. No.
Yeah, all those people.
All those people, too. And then I read another article about this, how far people think out. It's like, it gets cool. That's why I like your podcast, because we talk about these things, right? And it's not just my idea, it's yours, and then other things happen off of those things you discussed. So this is one that I heard the other day. So if you have 380,000 truck drivers, and it said it was kind of trips, 25% of them are ex-military. They come back from the military, and most military people only have a high school diploma like I do, and they come back and a lot of things
you got a high school diploma?
Yeah, I do, somewhere around here.
Wow.
But yeah, so they have a high school diploma, and what they learned in the military is military type stuff, and so some of it can transfer over to when you become a normal citizen, but a lot of it won't. So then you're just a normal guy wandering around looking for a job like everybody else. So an easy occupation to get into is trucking. It's not hard to get into trucking, and it pays well right off the bat. So what they were saying that if 380,000 people only takes one leader to lead you, you get someone with military training pissed off with 300,000 people behind him. What do you think they're going to do to these automated trucks that are going down the highway? I went, that could be mayhem, you know?
Yeah.
But that's kind of whack to think about that. But these are whack people. These are
Yeah,
people that
they're
don't think
sitting-
straight. You know
They're
what I
fucking
mean?
sitting
They're
there
pissed.
thinking about this shit.
They're pissed, and they can't find a job because we're undereducated. And then now you got this high tech stuff coming around, and what do we're just gonna go back to school and learn this crap?
Right.
So you can, but you know how hard it is.
Right.
And is the government going to come and say, hey, we're going to send you to these type of schools, whatever? Yeah, okay, we can talk about that too. That's not going to happen to the extent it needs to. So can that possibly happen? I started thinking about that. You know, just your mind wanders and you go, think about that. Think about all those crazy motherfuckers that are going to not have jobs, that have military training on top of that.
There's a lot of
And you're
military
going to
guys like that.
fuck this and get even a quarter of them to go out and damage shit because they can,
Right.
because they took their jobs. And that's what people do. Just like when fires start in California, everybody's attacking the PG&E people. I'm like, hey, idiots. Yeah, I mean, some of it was started by them because of but the people that you're actually attacking are just workers like anybody else trying to do their job. So you think it's just because it makes you feel better, I'm going to fuck this guy up, or I'm going to fuck his equipment up, or because you're upset about fire. It's just a reaction from a reaction, you know?
Right.
And so you get people wandering around shooting up Walmarts. They take your job, they take your livelihood. They don't even respect you because you're in the military, and they spit on you because you're in the military. They don't give a shit, and they don't respect drivers. Now you took my job. I have all this training with nothing to do. Oh, I'll make use of it. Right? That's pretty scary thought.
Dude. Yeah.
Pretty scary thought. Anyways, I just read that the other day, and that was pretty interesting.
You read that?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what that dude does.
Well, you know,
Does that for?
that's another thing about the internet. You don't want to believe everything you say, but there's a lot of interesting stuff on there.
Right.
You know.
So, speaking of automated shit, I was reading they were talking about. I mean, they've been talking about it, but they seem more serious about it. Having
we talked about that for a long time. You know.
Yeah.
No, it's just
this
funny.
This is my transition.
I just have this conversation with somebody. But anyway, go ahead.
Automated umpires in the MLB. What do you think about that?
Well, I don't think any automation can call balls and strikes the way that I think it should be done.
Well, and I also believe the human error is part of baseball.
Yeah, sure.
That's like part of the culture of baseball.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And I'm big, you know how Dad is about baseball, football, whatever. But baseball, especially for me, I agree with what they have it now. I like how they have it now, because if you hit a home run and the ball hits, how do you expect that umpire to see out in left field if it really hit that line or not for a home run or something like that?
Or even the
NFL
challenges with like who did he tag the base first? Because I mean that's hard to see sometimes.
Right. No, I do.
So
agree
I
with
like that,
yeah.
but when it comes to like it just seemed like that's micromanaging the game.
Yeah.
Too far.
Balls and strikes. That's ridiculous to think that. I mean, it's cool that those little things they have where you can actually see, and then you can yell at home, Jesse.
Yeah.
But
they do that there. The batter will go back in.
But that's what's fun about the game. You got to have some of that.
That's what I'm saying.
If it's like clear cut and that's exactly right.
That's
exactly
That's
right.
what I'm saying. It's you're just
exactly
cookie
right.
cutting the game.
Then you're like, well, it's boring now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I like the animation.
NFL's ruining the NFL. I mean, you can't touch the quarterback. That's what's fun when you see some guy get his head knocked off. And you guys are making millions of dollars. I'm not saying some of those shots back in the 70s were good, but when I would see that, you'd be like, ooh,
yeah,
shit. Did you see that guy knock the fuck out of him?
Well, that's my
and
favorite
you're like,
era.
now you're like, tap him, or you put your head on his helmet, and it wasn't even on purpose because you get blocked into him, or a lot of times you get blocked into him, or you get blocked and you fall and you hit his knee, and yeah, you can get injured that way. Yeah, anybody get injured that way, but you're gonna call that a penalty, and in a playoff game where that's gonna legitimately lose you,
Right.
a playoff game or a ring. I mean,
that's
dude,
not even like a challengeable thing. You know?
and think about that though. Think about the Super Bowl we just watched. If you're a referee in that game, and it's 3 minutes left, last drive, what are you going to call or not call? All of a sudden, are you going to call a holding if it's holding? Are you going to call? I would, honestly, if it's me, I'm going to let him play. I don't want to be that referee that makes the decision on this game.
Right.
Unless it's totally
blatant.
Anybody can say, yeah, that's a penalty.
Right.
But, these pass interference calls, now I'm going to call pass interference with, I mean, you better run him into and really mow it over, and before I even call it, and then if they call it, it can be reversed, right? We know that, which is good in that case.
But see, that's still...
all through regular games and stuff, I'm like, man, it's just too much of this shit sometimes. Yeah. I guess that's where I'm in the middle somewhere. But
then you get plays like, so the play where the dude, I forget who it was, but on the Chiefs, he scored, but his foot was out the same time it crossed the plane, and they called it a touchdown.
Right.
Do you know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's one of those plays where it was so close, whatever was called on the field is what it was going to stay. If he called him out of bounds and they reviewed it, it probably would have stayed out of bounds.
Right.
I mean,
because it was so close, you couldn't tell either way. So then you got to go with the call on the field, and I agree with that.
Yeah, but
whether it goes against my team or not, and they lose or don't win, it's call on the field. If you literally can't tell, now look, you're going to have those people at home. Clearly, it was out of bounds. Well, you know what I mean, because that's your team,
right?
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, but about balls and strikes in the MLB that they're thinking about. I mean, that's going to that'll ruin the game. If they do that, in my opinion. But I don't think it'll happen. But hopefully not.
I also read Las Vegas is predicting. I think it was like 95 hit by pitch. The Astros are going to be hit this year 95 times.
95 times?
I'm taking the over.
I want it to be the over. Listen, these guys.
Oh boy, on the Braves. This morning on ESPN just said those dudes over on the Astros, they all need a beating.
Right.
Quoted that.
You've already been caught. A lot of your guys have your manager who has been fired, came on the MLB, said this was going on, knew about it. But then you have Altuve and
chilling.
And what's the third baseman's name?
Bregman.
And not only do they not want to talk about it, they're not sorry about it.
No.
At all. And
they're not going to get in trouble.
And then they know that, and
so what would they have to be sorry for?
Well, what's funny is the two pitchers that have signed on other teams
ain't saying shit.
No, they are. They actually said that happened.
Well, hold on. No, that's not what I meant.
Because they're not with that club no more, and they have to be in that clubhouse with those guys. You know what I mean?
Because how did Cole just get off scot-free? He was on that team.
Well, he just didn't say anything, but I know Kluber said something, and then the other guy that went to
the White Sox, huh?
Yeah, and then Tampa Bay, but they all were on Houston at one point or another in the last 3 years. They've been doing it for 3 years, and that's another thing. And then to have all the technology we have, and then literally see these bulging things coming out of their uniforms that aren't supposed to be there. Well, what are they?
Yeah.
And then to say that that's not proof where anybody else would be fried in a normal situation if you're being accused of something. No, that's something that shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
And so.
And I know I've talked about this, I think, probably almost on every podcast, but it's still an ongoing issue. It's still an ongoing thing that's happening. Well, more and more is coming out every day.
Right.
And then you got Carlos Correa just digging himself a bigger hole. He just sounds more and more like an idiot.
Yeah.
And telling Bellinger to shut the fuck up, literally, in those words.
Well, what do you think? Yeah, I mean,
And you know
I
what's
wish
sad?
we played them more often. Then
Yeah.
that would be great because then we
they're
could,
not. I don't think we're gonna play them this year.
Yeah.
And I wish we did.
Well, I'm sure they're looking at schedule before they open their mouth, so that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But anyways, what was I gonna say? And then the commissioner. Did you read this one?
Oh, Manfred. Yeah.
About Turner.
Wait. No, I saw Turner was talking about.
Yeah,
something.
so he said that something when he was defending the Astros as far as this is an investigation, those are punishments, and let's stop talking about it kind of thing. And this is all over, he said, a piece of plastic.
Oh, yeah.
And I go, that is the
or
world.
A piece of metal.
A piece of metal. And he goes,
That's
and I said, that is the
trophy.
World Series trophy. That's what everybody's playing with. It's very sacred. It's very important. And for you to say that, and that's what Turner said. Turner went off on him.
Yeah.
And said, this is the guy that's making the decisions for this
Because
league.
he doesn't care. He just wants it swept under the rug and keep the money coming in.
So
it's all a big fuck. And then Trevor Bauer went off, made a very valid point about they're trying to find new ways to keep people watching the game, keep people interested in the game. Mm-hmm. And he said they're doing stupid shit like trying to, if you bring in a pitcher, they propose that you have to pitch to like 3 batters before you can take them out, and things like that to make it shorter. Versus, and he and Trevor Bauer talked about it. Versus, how about you stop having all these television companies come in and blacking out all these damn games to where we can't even watch baseball. Baseball's not even hardly ever trending on social media because no one's watching it because they're all fucking blacked out. All the games. It's not baseball is not accessible as it should be.
Well, you know that for being a Dodger fan.
And you know Time Warner Cable, they black out all the damn games.
That's the worst. And you can, to me, make so much more money. And I just
want to watch my team play.
You can make so much more money putting it more out there than trying to condense it down to one.
Trying to make it exclusive to where if you want to watch this, you have to buy Time Warner Cable or whatever it is. But I mean, there's people I don't even think realize there are like 10 games almost like a day, like 8 games a day that people don't even know about and watch. And
most people,
like a lot of even me, like I can't keep up because I'd have to go myself and look. It's not just access. It's
well,
not
you have a channel that's called MLB channel,
MLB Network, and you don't even have games on.
They should be able to have more games than they do.
But they're not allowed to.
I know.
And how are you the MLB Network and we're not watching
or the NFL Network
game?
Doesn't even show games. I guess they do for half of a season. That's even more pathetic. It's like you're the NFL station, your NFL Network, and you can't show games. I mean, even the Dodgers, some of the highlights they won't show due to the power Time Warner Cable has.
And so as with this coming out and how it was handled and what Manfred said about to get this, this dude needs to get out of here, and they need to put someone in who cares about the game and not just his pocket, money in his pocket.
Well, the other aspect of it is the players. Everybody said, "Well, players." The problem is the players' union is too powerful, and it's like no one's going to fight that because they have, and that was a great thing when they first originated and have, free agency and be able to look out for the players and everything, which you need to have, but they've become so big that no one wants to ever even.
Who's in the players' union?
So they're like ex-players, but there's a lot of lawyers,
there's just a
lot
certain group of players.
Yeah, and now their organization would be just like any union. All of a sudden, you come in and you need that leader. And at the beginning, it was like an ex-player, and then of course, you get the law behind it and the lawyers and stuff, and then it just becomes a big organization where. Everybody's paying into it, and you're actually making money, off of it,
Well, so, and now you got, because this whole thing hasn't even really been handled, now you're going to have, the players on all the other teams. All the other teams are going to put matters into their own hands when it comes to the Astros, and there's going to be a lot of problems with that, a lot of fines, and there's going to be warnings before almost every game the Astros play.
It's going to actually be fun.
I'm very excited. I was talking about it
exciting
at work. I haven't been more excited about this season.
Yeah.
I can't wait because it's going to be fucking great.
And a lot of players that aren't saying anything are going to they're going to show You're gonna see it.
But you know what? There's been more and more speaking out as one speaks out than another, and then like people.
But they're
are
all
growing
just
more
watching
confident.
how bigger dicks they become, and the more they do that, and then then you got Dusty Baker. He's just trying to do his job, but he said, he said something. I read something about.
I would hate being his
Yeah,
position.
he goes, "That's enough," and tried to tell the Manfred to try to stop people from speaking. That was supposed to be the regular thing in the first place. No one's supposed to talk about it. And then, of course, Bellinger said, fuck that. And then a couple of them, fuck that. And then all other players from other teams, because it also involved the Yankees. And it also involved, and then you had Tanaka, who don't even speak English, had a translator right by him saying, do you think that their World Series tainted? And he goes, blah, 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 whatever. And his translator goes,
yeah.
yeah. So...
Fuck
and
yeah,
he's a quiet guy that just pitches, and
but it's actually become it's become more mainstream now that people are talking about like they want their title stripped. We talked about it, but we're not anybody. But there's people with
we're Dodger fans, and as Dodger fans,
not even as a Dodger
fan. Listen, I've talked to other Dodger fans say, we should get that World Series.
I don't want the
title. I don't want the World Series title. But them stripped of the title, I don't have a problem with it. But not as much as that. I want retribution, and we're gonna get it.
Yeah,
it will be taken care of in the way that I was taught to handle situations growing up. And
that's what I'm excited about.
And what's nice is, they make so much money that those fines ain't gonna be shit. He's gonna and you'll see the fines go up and up because you're gonna try to even fine them more and more and more as it goes. So it'll stop.
But that's a terrible way to stop something like that.
Yeah, I know.
You're going about it wrong, and that's the whole point.
But I hope that they keep doing it.
Right. That's the whole point behind everything Manfred's doing, and everything he's saying is just going the wrong way about it all.
Yeah.
Trying to just protect his pocket and protect his interests and investments.
I'm okay with how he did it, but he should have suspended 3 or 4 of those players that did things wrong.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the length of time that would be, but that would have showed some
type of progress,
some type of punishment.
Yeah.
To not do it again, rather than I'm gonna, that team's so rich, and then that even the owner's a jackass because you're like, well, I'm immediately going to fire the GM and who probably didn't know shit about it, and then the manager did, and he even in his interview showed that he destroyed. I don't know if you know this, but he went and took a baseball bat during a couple of those games and totally destroyed the camera they were using.
Who did?
The actual manager.
Hinch?
Yeah, but he didn't say specifically to stop, but. If I went and smashed your PS3 because you kept cussing and didn't turn it off because I told you to knock it off, you're going to get the message, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he did do that, but they didn't care.
So it was really it's totally player driven.
Yeah, it's player driven.
You're a fucking manager, dude. You're supposed to be in charge of that.
He could have took it to the next level, and he should have. And he admits that. But I didn't know that part of it. He did do something.
It was probably,
but it wasn't
Bregman and Altuve. Then, let's do this.
And then you got Correa saying, "Well, Altuve used to get mad when they did it for him, but yet he's the one that hit a couple of those home runs we're talking about." You know what I mean? Oh. And the pitcher, the A's pitcher, he just laughed. He's like, he knew what was coming. I mean, he knew what was coming as soon as he threw it.
Oh, you mean Chapman?
Yeah.
Yeah, on the Yankees.
Yeah.
Yeah, that smile means so much more to me now. Like, it's totally different. He's like,
he knew
because he just stood there and was like, wow. Like,
because when you took like 3 breaking balls,
and this dude throws 100 plus,
and you're best breaking ball pitcher in the league,
and he throws 100 plus, and you're sitting
and
on
you
a breaking
consistently
ball?
strike guys out because they don't have a clue how to hit that ball, and this guy's just like 3 of them. And then he's like, bang.
Yeah.
Just teed off on it. And you're like, wait a minute. There's guessing, but then there's knowing, Some guess.
Yeah. I mean, you could tell when they guess because they swing look like idiots. And you watch
Right.
and go, what the fuck are you doing? But
right.
They had guessed like, okay, I think he's going to throw this.
This is what's
and
coming, and they guess.
That's part of baseball. You make the best guy look stupid sometimes.
It's not my opinion on how he should hit, but a lot of them, half of them hit that way.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
but due to counts and due to what they know the pitcher can throw, I'm more like, let's see and hit, you know, and that's my opinion.
Half
but
of them are swinging for the fences.
well, yeah, it's a different kind of game when you get up there too than what I know about.
But
So,
regardless, I'm excited for this year. And
yeah,
I just took off that Thursday for opening day. If you want to go,
yeah, we'll go. Mm-hmm.
Tickets are expensive, but fuck it.
Yeah, I told you I don't mind you buying me a ticket. It's okay.
Yeah, I bet you don't. Shit. Yeah, that's on March 26th.
Giants at Dodgers,
yeah.
right?
Dodgers play the Giants in LA.
Yeah, I don't even know. That's like playing a AAA team. They ain't got nobody.
They got their new ace is Cueto. And he was like,
yeah, they're talking about that Cueto, and then the guy from Notre Dame, the tall guy. What's they call him? The Shark. What's his name? Shamarja. That's your number.
Like
that's
50.
your number 2 pitcher. Well, okay. Well,
Fuck,
I mean, I like him. He's just he ain't.
You like him because he played for Notre Dame.
Oh, well, yeah. He should have stuck with football. So anyway.
How about that? Well, shit.
Well, he's making money being average. So.
How about that fucking that Duke North Carolina game we watched?
Yeah,
a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, that was insane. I haven't seen one like that in a long time, and that happened to get it into overtime, and then to win it. That was, and they were down by. They were getting their asses kicked.
Yeah, it was like 42-20 or some shit.
They were getting their asses kicked most of the game, and I was like, "We're ranked number 7. These fools aren't even ranked. But that's the North Carolina Duke game.
Yep.
I mean, it doesn't matter. That's why I like, in football in your division, right? But anyways, Duke, North Carolina, to me, Duke, North Carolina is like the ultimate rivalry of all to me in basketball. Definitely.
Yeah.
In anything. I mean, not just football or, but, each one of those sports have a 2 or 3 rivalries that
football,
are pretty good.
Or college ball, you got Ohio State and Michigan.
Right, Ohio State, Michigan, and then fix this.
That's good. You're good.
And then Notre Dame, USC, USC, UCLA, those kind of things, stuff like that. But anyways, to me, and then March Madness. When that starts up here pretty quick, I need to ask for a day off for that too. It's just like sit around and watch it all day long. That's going to be pretty cool because this year is not a cold cut favorite, and it's been that way for a good 5 years, where any team can win it.
Right.
Still hard for no name teams to win it because they just don't have the resources and stuff sometimes. But to see a team like this year against my team, Duke, I can't even remember the name of the team. I have to look it up. But it was early in the year, and you can, no excuses. You're a powerhouse, Duke. You get the best players. Anybody in the top 25, I don't feel sorry for. You guys can get the best players in the nation. You lose to whatever this team's name was. I don't even know where they come from, and they beat us at home in Duke's. I was like, holy crap. I don't remember the last time that happened. And
that was the beginning of the season?
Yeah, the beginning of the season. And that, was awful for me, but exciting because if it was anybody else, I'd be like, check this team out. That just beat,
Right, but it was your team, so you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and I think they were ranked number 1 at the time in the country.
Stephen F. Austin.
The fuck is that? And I don't even think that was it. That was a different time. I think that was a different year.
We lost 85-83 in overtime.
Is that what it was? It was this year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Steven. Yeah, that's the one it was. Yeah, and I was like, when I seen that, I was like, oh my God, But if that happens, that's what's so nice about March Madness, is you can have a team
like
that, or like last year, first time in 25 years that Virginia got knocked off as number 1 seed.
You know what team always does pretty good in the tournament is Loyola.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like they show up.
Yeah, there's certain teams like that. Loyola, Davidson for a while when Curry was on Davidson. That's why Curry got first. You heard about him.
Or even remember
NBA.
Remember Butler was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Almost beat Duke.
Yeah, I was listening to that going, who the fuck is this team? And how'd they even get this far? Oh, my God, we're going to lose.
Or when Duke lost to Lehigh or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, your Uncle Mike lets me know that every time we talk.
I know.
But yeah, no, that was a crazy game. That was I mean, if you didn't get to watch it, I mean,
Man,
it was.
this dude sounds like, if you never heard what a dying animal sounds like, just come over and watch a game that he's watching. It's fucking ridiculous. And he's so dramatic.
If it's a Duke, Dodger, or a Cowboy game, yeah, if you want some free entertainment,
We're watching
a
Dodgers game. Top of the first. No, bottom of the first. We're playing at home. Jock Peterson's our leadoff batter. He comes up to the plate. There's 9 fucking innings in the game, dude. Takes the first pitch, like a lot of batters do. You take the first pitch.
I never did, but go ahead.
Fastballs, strike.
If it looks good, hit it.
I'm sitting on the couch, and all I hear from behind me is, "What the fuck are you doing? What are we doing?" And I was like,
"Well, my opinion on the first pitch of the game is probably going to be the best pitch in 9 innings you're going to see. So hit it."
You're not gonna get mad already.
You talk about Astros knowing what's coming. The first pitch of the game, a lot of times, is going to be right down the middle. I'm like, I'm taking this yard. I'm gonna dig my foot in, and and you can tell by the spin if it's gonna be a fastball. If it's fastball, I'm taking a good rip at it. But hey, man, let's wait for it. And then you know what's coming next to Jock Peterson. Not another fastball. He ain't gonna see another fastball all day long. So
you see what
you got one. You might want to hit it.
Up. He's already all fucking worked up.
Well, I mean, we had trade that.
Hey, and I don't know.
Trade that guy.
I don't know how many times. I don't know how many times the game has been over. Oh, it's fucking over. It's fucking over.
Well, I will tell you,
it's the third quarter, my guy.
I will tell you that I thought that Duke North Carolina game was over.
Oh yeah. Or the second half, or third quarter, when the Chiefs were playing.
Pleasantly surprised. I was like, because Dallas came home with his girlfriend. They come home and he goes, "Hey, put the game on." And I'm like, kind of looking on my phone. We're still down by 10, 15. I go, I'm not watching that shit. I'm watching North Carolina beat my team.
He'll sit here on his phone, like the live feed, and he'll watch close. And I'll just hear him snicker. What the fuck? What the fuck?
Well, I get anxiety.
Dude, let's just fucking watch it, dude. Like, I want to watch it. I don't care.
Especially a big game like that, or a playoff game, or if my team's in the Super Bowl. Oh my God, it's been a long time since the Cowboys have been in the Super Bowl. If they get there, I'm not gonna be able to go anywhere. I'm gonna lock myself in the room because I'm going nuts. Yeah, because I can't watch it, especially with other people like talking shit about your team, and I'm like, oh fuck. Not this level, because I haven't.
Yeah, because you're gonna have a fucking heart attack, dude.
Yeah,
you need to take some Adderall or something.
Yeah, I would probably. But anyways, that particular game, you're right. And I was like,
Trey Jones.
He told me to turn it on. And we're still down by like 4 or 6, but we got close. 6, yeah. And I was like, it's gonna take a damn miracle. Yeah, it took 2, and it happened. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, Trey Jones hit a buzzer beater, and he's shoot it, and he made it, and this dude. Like, god damn, dude. That was just to tie it.
It was exciting, man.
That was just to tie it.
Well, I'm 51 years old to get me that excited. It must have been good because that was incredible, man. And I love, just like people love to watch. Your cousins love it when I lose it or
they'll text me all the time.
Yeah, your dad's probably fucking.
I heard your dad from here.
Yeah.
Always talking shit.
Yeah, everybody does that. But what I love is, like, for instance, the Super Bowl. And if you're watching and you're a 49er fan, fuck you. And I'm glad that happened. Oh, my God. I'm so happy.
He was watching like he was a Chiefs fan. I think he's like, I'm going to buy a fucking Mahomes jersey.
I think I don't know. I might like it more when the Giants lose or the Niners lose. Yeah. Or North Carolina and the way that happened. And it was at North Carolina and all those fans. And I was like, that is hilarious. And I go, oh, man. And believe me, I've had it happen to me.
Pretty much every Bay Area team except for the A's.
Yeah, the A's. We always root for the A's. Me and you.
Yeah, because they always fucking choke on their own. So it's like,
well, they
damn,
always got
man.
that team that you don't think much of, and then you're like, damn, these guys are gonna make the playoffs. I think.
Well, yeah, you got Billy Bean.
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes, oh man, we got a good team. I think it's time to trade some people.
That's what he does.
Like, what the fuck?
No,
dude?
you need to make another movie. Bring people. Where's Brad Pitt?
Brad make Moneyball too.
We need to call Brad Pitt again.
Moneyball is the highlight of the A's career.
We're gonna be runner-up again this year, so we might as well make another movie about it. What the fuck?
And you lose the no-name Tampa Bay.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah, at home, but yeah.
You having fun? You like this podcast?
Yeah.
I think I said
you know
like 4 words.
Yeah.
Which,
yeah.
on or off the
You
mic,
asked
on or off
me,
the camera. That's how it is.
You asked me a question. That's just my opinion. Again, when you talk to people, you ask a question, and you answer the question. They're like, "No, I don't think so." Okay. Well,
they
thanks
ask
for
you for your opinion, but they already have their mind made up, so your opinion's wrong already.
Yeah,
It's
they
like,
ask you.
Why'd you even fucking ask me?
Yeah,
bro?
exactly. That's how. And when you get older, like by the time you get to my age, I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty much done with you now. So the next time they ask me a question, I go, and then they walk away.
I thought you fucking froze or something.
No, that's what I do.
Fucking buffering over
I'm
there.
like, because that's how I'm done with you already. So
I'll never forget.
and it's not that my opinion or the answer is right or you should believe me, but for you to come back and say either I'm an idiot, I don't know what I'm talking about, or you just go, no, you're wrong, I'll take this, just being a dick, then I'm like, I'm pretty much done with you.
Yeah.
I don't care if you don't agree with me or not. We can agree to disagree and still be friends, and have a good conversation. And me and Higa, we don't agree on a lot of stuff. We it's hilarious.
Oh, like you had a buddy.
But I respect him, he respects me, and you know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can talk pretty bad to each other, and we know not.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things. That kind of stuff, especially about sports. Huh?
Yeah, I remember you told me. I mean, you're in a bad mood, which, I mean, could be kind of frequent sometimes. But you told me, I don't know why you got on this rant, but you were like, I just want you to know something. If you go out or you go to work and someone goes, hey, how you doing? Just say good, because guess what? They don't give a fuck about how you feel.
That's true.
It's like, well, fuck. So no matter what, if you go, hey, what's up? How you doing? I'm doing good.
Yeah.
I could be dying inside, but I'm doing fucking great.
Yeah, well, like I go down to the grocery store, the local grocery store we use. I won't use the name because you'll figure out who I'm talking about probably. But anyways, there's a bagger at this grocery store, this little lady, and she, always asks me, hey, how you doing today? Oh, good. What about you? That's it. Because she'll tell
That's the
you.
last word you're getting in?
No. And we always, then as soon as I look at your mom, she just rolls her eyes like, here we go. And I'm like, for you to tell me, oh, I'm just have a cold or something like that, that's okay. But to literally, yeah, so when I had surgery, they went inside and they pulled out this and that. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I didn't, know we were going to go this detailed.
I don't
about
remember
it.
fucking asking, huh?
But it's every time. It's not just that happened once with this particular person. But, there's people like that, right?
Yeah.
You can ask them, well, how you doing? Oh, my God. So, yeah, that's why I told you guys that. I'm like, when someone asks you, I don't care if you got in a fight with your girlfriend or you got a divorce or you got whatever's happening. This fucking stranger or, even if he's a coworker, and that's, to me, the last place I want my personal shit to get out at is at work.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell this, Jack, they're going to have a field day. Well, man, those will last for 2 more weeks off of what you're going to tell them. And believe me, because you do that. That's what people do at work.
Yeah. We
used to have a guy at work back when we had pay phones. We didn't have cell phones. There was one pay phone in the break room, 2 microwaves, about 300 people coming in and out of this break room. You imagine how you had to wait.
Is this the one where he's on the phone talking to his girlfriend?
Mm-hmm. He's on the phone talking to his girlfriend, and we're literally at a table 5 feet away. You could hear, even if you whisper, I can hear what you're saying, But he's like, well, what's he doing over there? Why is he at my house? And and then you get these guys at the table. He's fucking your girl. That's what's happening at your house right now. And we're just laughing. And he's like, well, tell him to get the fuck out of my house. And I go, man, my life's pretty good, I think. You know what I mean? When you hear people like that, I'm like,
you hear shit like that, sometimes it stresses you out. Like, fuck, man. I must be doing all right, though.
It's just comedy, man. It's just comedy because, when you're at work, you got nothing. You're working your ass, and you're looking to somebody just for how am I going to get through the next hour? Let's fuck with this guy because you can. You know what I mean? And that's how McLean worked anyways. Doesn't sound like the right thing to do, but it was fun. Yeah. But then, when it's your turn because you made a mistake.
You better be able to take it. Or you
made a mistake by opening up to somebody at work. That's right.
So there's a lot of people who love to talk shit and do all that, but when they fuck up and you clown them back,
right?
Then they don't talk to you for 2 months. It's like fucking cry.
And then that makes it more miserable. But in a way, see, then at McLean, how it worked was they wanted you to get more miserable because then they'd even ratchet up more.
Yeah.
And they'd ratchet up. They didn't just want to have fun
this was
with
in the
you.
Warehouse.
Yeah, they wanted you to quit. They want
you fucking
they wanted you to quit.
You were a little white boy, worked with a bunch of felons and shit. In that job, huh?
Well, yeah. But you know what? That's something I had fun, and I learned a lot. But what makes me mad is when people always try to use that either race card or something. I'm like, man, or I'm the what do you call that when you're the only one? I'm the minority of the group. I'm like, I was the minority of the group there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was the one white boy in my.
Yep.
And there was a few other ones in other departments, but my department, and I didn't mind it.
Right.
I mean, but you don't think that racial things came at me because I'm white, or I'm a little white boy, or I'm like, okay. But I just used humor. I used humor back,
Yeah.
But, it's funny. I never said some of the things I could say to a Mexican guy or some things you say to a black guy, the words you could use back to them.
Right. Right.
But, I'd make fun of them if they messed up or they did something. And,
right. But it's all out of humor.
It's all out of humor. But they would literally come at me race-wise, and I'd be like, well, and I just accepted it and whatever. But a lot of people, wouldn't have, So yeah, it's just one of those things. And that's why they liked me, and that's why I was able to excel, and actually ultimately even get out of there. Them giving me the bid to drive truck is because I excelled. I did better. I was able to get along with everybody, and even when I drove, people will tell you, there's no one that can say anything like Rob has a problem with any really type of color of people. I tell people, I had a black partner who's still my brother. I had an Asian partner who's still my brother. I've had Mexican partners, still my brothers. I had white,
And Mike's Hawaiian ass.
Mike's Hawaiian, half French. What the fuck?
What he's like, I'm half Hawaiian and half French.
And he looks like, yeah.
All right.
And that's what I always tell him. We had a guy, another story when we ran together. A guy came up to him and said, "Hey, bro. Hey, brother. You look like a Raider fan." He never met him before. Never. And I go,
he kind of does.
I was like, yeah, just win, baby. And then, and he goes, and he called him Vato because he looks Mexican and he's half Hawaiian, half French. Like there's no white in this guy at all, but he's half French. And, his mom, she rest in peace, but she was white as it comes. She was a French lady.
Really?
Yeah, whiter than white. There's no, you don't see a trace of that in him, do you?
No.
Yeah,
not at all.
Anyway, so so when I want to fuck with him, I'm like, come on, Vato.
Because that dude's like, what's up, Vato? You look like a Raider fan.
And then everybody be like, he'll be talking shit because he hates the 49ers as much as I do. And so we'll be talking shit. And he'll be like, well, who do you like? And I go, he likes the Raiders. Can't you see? He gets all pissed off. And you know what he'll say? And that's what I get mad at people and him. And he's just fucking with me because he knows I hate this with a passion. Well, that's my second team.
Oh, yeah.
And I just go like this.
People who have second teams.
We drinking beer or something, I'll be like, and he'll be like, he'll start this stupid ass laugh.
Yeah.
Because he just does it to, you know what I mean. But yeah, people that have a second team. Right. Okay.
Yeah, they need to reevaluate some of their life choices.
Right. Or I like this team this year because they're in first place. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Where are all you Warrior fans? Oh, yeah. It's a good year this year. Lakers, baby. Something you can't never do is keep Lakers down. Anyways, continue.
Man, it's not even the same Lakers, dude.
It don't matter, man. It's the organization. They ain't never going to lose for very long. I'll tell you that right now. L.A. is, in as much as the Dodgers are a Dodger town, it is Laker town.
Yeah, it's Laker
period.
City, man.
There's no football team, no baseball team, including the Dodgers, they're ever going to be as big as the Lakers are in L.A. And the Clippers can win 5 in a row, and they're still Laker town. I love that. It's my team, and they're always going to be. It's the Laker town. Same thing with America's team. We haven't won a championship in how long? What are we still called? That's the way it is.
America's team.
That's right, and it'll always be that way. It will never change for all you people out there.
That's why everyone hates him. Well, that's one reason.
That's why I love him. So it's all good. Keep hating them.
So you hate the Giants more than the Astros?
Yeah.
Damn, your hatred runs deep.
Yeah, I hate the Giants. Now, I respect some of their players and stuff, but as far as the organization and most of their players, yeah.
It's mainly their fans.
Yeah,
well, I think it's just the area we
I
live
really
in.
started hating them when they won those 3, and it just got out of hand because, and the funny thing is, any Giants fan I see now, I'm like, where's your shit?
Yeah.
Where's your stuff?
It's
in the
all
closet?
dusty in the fucking basement.
You don't wear it anymore. And when we went to the Giants game at Giants Stadium last year, it was a Dodger home game.
More Dodger fans
and that's
than Giants fans.
Pathetic. That, to me,
pretty sad.
Where are all you Giants fans?
That's the same with the Niner fans, though.
Yeah, they only come out when they win.
Yeah.
But that's why I like, honestly, I hate to say this, I love Yankee fans and Boston fans. I love Chicago Cub fans. It doesn't matter if they're losing. Packer fans. They are loyal.
Yep.
Very loyal fans. And to me, that I
have to respect
I told you
that.
boys a lot.
You have to respect
You
that.
can tell a lot by, and it sounds stupid, like, oh, because they like this team and they change teams. Yeah, I can tell a lot by a person.
Yeah.
That's wishy-washy, man. You want loyalty. You want someone you could trust. Don't get the guy that changes his team every year. I can tell you that to come help you out when you need him. He ain't showing up. He's a guy that's going to bring the 12-pack of beer over your house, drink your beer, and then walk out with this 12-pack of beer. Same dude.
That's the same dude?
That's the same dude that does that.
Oh, my God.
And that you want to talk about irritating. That to me gets me worked up. It's about loyalty to me, with everything. With everything, it's about loyalty to me. You can make mistakes and you can mess up, but you be loyal to your friends or loyal to your team. Loyalty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's important.
Like you got a buddy who said, I won't go to jail for you, but I'll go to jail with you.
Right. That's just like if I make a decision, and it could be a bad decision, and go to a bar with a buddy of mine. You know who I'm talking about. And I think the same guy said that. But anyways, I know. By the way, I've never been in a bar with this guy.
That's probably good.
But if I did,
wouldn't be afraid.
No, not only that. If I go in with him, I'm leaving with him. No matter what. It doesn't matter what goes down. I am leaving with that guy. We're together. or my group of friends, whoever that is. And it doesn't matter if he's having a problem with somebody or he's having, now you have a problem with me. No questions asked.
That's loyalty.
And that's my opinion. That's the way it should roll.
You handle your business, and then you never hang out with them at a bar.
that may very well, and has happened, but what I would say, I always suggest then you have a talk with him afterward, and you see how that goes if you can continue to be friends with him. But that's important to me. It gets handled like that.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna run out and leave him there. I've seen that happen a lot of times.
Yeah.
That's just totally wrong to me.
I don't know why I was thinking about this, but super random. Do you remember what you told me when I forgot my wallet and my phone?
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know exactly how I said it, but I still believe that.
Oh, I fucking remember.
Okay. How'd I say it?
So, my dad's a firm believer in never leaving your keys, phone, or wallet when you leave the house, no matter what you do or where you go. And this is, oh my God. So we got in the truck, and he's like, he was pissed off. He was pissed, and he was like, call your mom right now. And I was like, I don't have my phone. And he's like, what the fuck do you mean you don't have your phone? And I was like, I don't have my phone. And he's like, do you have your wallet? And I was like, no. And I'll never forget this. And from that day, I never forgot my keys, phone, or wallet. He said, how did he say it? How'd you say it? You go, if you leave your house without your keys, phone, or wallet, you're a fucking pussy. Just like that. You're a fucking pussy. I was like, no, I ain't no fucking pussy. So guess what? I ain't never forget my keys, phone, or wallet again.
Well, yeah, I must have been in a bad mood, but yeah.
That's a classic.
I don't know about to that level. I mean, I'm sure I said it that way. But I literally, and listen, I mean, we all forget sometimes. But literally, if you think about it, if you're gonna leave your house, okay, you're probably unless you're walking, but usually you're gonna be driving, right? You need your keys. If you as much as most of you out there listening use your phones, you're gonna need your phone. I mean, that's pretty, and if you're driving around without your license and you get pulled over, I'm sure if you ever have, it's not a good situation. Make sure you have your license with you. So that's in your wallet or your purse, right? So I'm pretty sure those three things.
It's just the way he went about it.
Yeah, you're gonna.
But you know what? Very effective.
You're gonna need.
It's very effective. I never forgot that.
Well, I just remember you boys, like when they were growing up, I'd be like, hey, basically, get your shit, get in the car, okay?
Basically, literally.
No, get your shit and get in the car. So you need shoes, right? You're going to need shoes. You're going to need to put a shirt on if you don't have a shirt. Now, listen, you probably know, even at a young age, is it hot outside or is it cold outside? If it's cold outside this time of year, you might want a jacket. So you're not going to need your tank top and your short sleeve shirt, right? Get a goddamn something on.
That was more adult.
You're not going to wear flip-flops outside right now, Anyway, so that was always irritating to me. And then they always want to know, where are we going? I'm like, where the fuck I'm going? That's where you're going. I mean, you can't drive, so I guess you're going with wherever someone's driving you. So why do you need to know? They always wanted to know, and it irritated me.
I don't understand why that's so difficult. Like, Gabe,
no,
get your shit on. Get your shit. Let's go. Where are we going?
Get your shit and get in the fucking car. You're 8, dude. You don't need to know more than that. Except make sure you don't have a tank top on in the wintertime and flip flops, and make sure you got a jacket and a hoodie on when it's cold. I mean, shit. That's it.
That's great learning experiences.
Well, I mean, sometimes. I'm not the greatest parent, but it works for me, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You heard that story I told about, I think it was the second episode, when you basically fucking skull bashed me because I told mom to shut up.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I bet you don't. I don't know. I shouldn't remember. I don't know how I remember. I thought I had a concussion.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you don't talk back to your mom, I mean, imagine you're gonna be in trouble, right?
You know, I remember mom used to. It was like a month ago. We had a conversation about it, and she said that she used to get mad at you because you would threaten us with like things that like were just outrageous. Like one time you said, if you don't get out and help me wash the car, I'm going to beat you bloody and I don't care if I go to jail. Like, what the fuck? But my mom said she'd get mad at you because she'd be like, why do you say that to them? They know that's not true. I fucking believed it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, shit. So I'm out there washing the rims. So
right, it worked.
That shit worked on me. I wasn't calling your bluff. That's all I'm saying. I don't think I hardly called your bluff.
Well, I mean, you know.
So that's what I told her too. I said, bullshit. I fucking believed it.
She knew that, but you guys didn't.
Yeah, when you said I don't care if I go to jail, I was like, damn, dude. Like the thought process. What I got out of it is like you thought of saying that. Like it's so random that I just was like. That's probably fucking true. So I'm just gonna go out here and wash these rims real quick. But yeah, man, good times around the house.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, you got to get your point across. So
yeah. So what you think about your first podcast?
It's okay. I like it because you can just, again, you know, you can talk about it. And like basically have other things bust off of what you've originally talked about without having the other side say, you know, fuck you or you're being stupid or whatever. Because you know, I believe it's
that's why you
it's
can do this shit by yourself.
cool because you can just say what you want to say, and everybody out there can decide. Well, I kind of get where he's coming from, or man, he's just whack, you know.
Yeah.
And but yet. I feel better about getting things off my chest if you want to talk about it like that, and it's good to talk, you know. Yeah. And then it's not like you're, you know.
Well, I mean, I asked you, I was like, "Hey, Dad, you want to be on my podcast?" And you're like, "No." Like, what the fuck? And then you started watching, and you're like, "That's kind of cool. I want to be on it."
Well, no, because you know it depends on Again, I don't mind you talking about rap music and all that, but I'd be lost. See, so we're talking about things that we both know about.
I should pull up
about.
Next time you come on. I want to pull up your favorite song and we'll fucking break those lyrics down.
Yeah, we can.
And I'm gonna ask you what they mean.
I mean, you know, I'm probably gonna be on again, so.
Yeah, most definitely.
You know, who backed out on you this time? Someone. Oh, Tracer.
No, he didn't back out.
I'm just saying that because it's Tracer.
No, I'm going to have him on a weekend, probably on a Sunday before he leaves.
Yeah, I love Tracer. I love my nephews, Tracer and Trevor. Yeah.
All right. That's good.
Yeah, they're good boys. And my niece, Taylor. I don't see her very often, but I miss not
She was here this weekend.
Yeah, I don't think we want to go down this road. Probably.
No, too soon.
Because we were gone and the boys decided to have a party. Probably most of you listening to this were here. So
well, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that when you're not so Yeah,
that's probably a good idea.
Yeah, we'll save that for like a month from now cuz we could talk about it.
Okay.
But yeah, that was one thing I didn't want to talk about today.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. But this is the Mulberry podcast. I didn't even talk about any of my clothing or anything this time. But that's all right.
What, this thing's over?
Yeah, dude, I got an hour and a half.
Wow, you talk a lot.
Fuck yeah, you do. Shit, dude. That's what I'm saying. I hope people enjoy truck driving because that was the first 50 fucking minutes.
You asked the question, then see, now you're just like all those people I told you about. You ask the question and then you get mad when you get the answer.
No, but
not the answer is my opinion. I'm sorry, people. My opinion. That's all it is.
I wanted to thank everyone for purchasing, my clothing, my merchandise. All the hoodies are sold out. So let's give a round of applause for that, actually. I had 2 smalls sitting there for a while. And I finally got them sold. The Dream Juice tee, the extra large is sold out, and the double XL is sold out. So, again, always shout out to my big men and my O-line. I love you guys.
When are you going to put that skeleton thing on your shirt? That cool one.
Yeah. I don't know yet. I'm working on it still.
Well, that's a good one.
Yeah. A lot of people are waiting for that one. So I just got to find time. I'm just waiting for the right time. So, the Dream Juice tee, the XL and the 2Xs are sold out. And then the Mulberry's Drugs t-shirt in white and red, I have all the sizes for those still. So, but yeah, that's about it. Do you have anything else you want to say?
No. I was a little upset I couldn't go to Wyatt's memorial. Rest in peace, Wyatt. And I heard Dallas talk about it a little bit. I'm sure that I wasn't there, but they probably had a great turnout of people who know the Pimentels and all that. But I'm just really sad about that, and sorry I couldn't be there. That's about it on that.
All right. Well, for people who don't know, this is my dad, and he's definitely gonna be a familiar face in the future. Probably try to get him on at least once a month, and we could talk about. Well, we don't need to talk about truck driving no more. We got that.
Yeah, we got that covered.
Check
probably
that off the list. But,
probably see some automated trucks going down the road. Just hit us up and we'll talk about it.
But yeah, Mulberry Dreams podcast. This was episode 4. Deuce.